'Twas in the year of 88 in the lovely month of June, and the gadflies they were swarming, and dogs howling at the moon. With rosary beads and sandwiches for Stuttgart we began. Joxer packed his German phrase book and jump leads for the van. Some of the lads had never been away from home before. 'Twas the first time Whacker put his foot outside of Inchicore. Before going into Europe, we knew we'd need a plan, and we all agreed that Joxer was the man to lead the van. In Germany the Autobahn 'twas like the Long Mile Road. There was every make of car and van all carrying the full load. 4 transits and Hiaces and a Bedford from Tralee, with the engine overheating from long haul and duty free. There was fans from Ballyfermot, Ballybuck and Ballymun, and the journey of a lifetime, and the cracker was 91. Joxer met a German's daughter on the banks of the River Rhine, and he told her she'd be welcome in Ballyfermot any time. As soon as we found Stuttgart, got the wagons in a ring. Sean got out the banjo, Peter played the mandolin. There was fans there from everywhere, excited by the sound. At the first flagpole in Europe, Joxer passed the flagging round. Well, the session it was over when we'd finished all the stout. The air mattresses inflated and the sleeping bags rolled out. As one by one we fell asleep, poor Joxer had a dream. He dreamt himself and Jack Charlton sat down to pick the team. He dreamt they both agreed and Tacky Bonner stirred away, and Warren Whelan and McGrath were certainly to play. But tempers they began to rise and patience wearing thin. Jack wanted Cascarino, but Joxer wanted Quinn. The dream turned into a nightmare. Joxer stuck the head and Jack, who wanted to bring Johnny Giles and Damon Dunphy back. Well, the cock crew in the morning, he crew both loud and shrill. Joxer woke up in a sleeping bag many miles from Speical Hill. Next morning none of the papers gave us the slightest chance. They said the English team would lead us on a merry dance. With their Union Jacks, the English fans for victory were set, until Ray Houghton got the ball and he stuck it in the net. What happened next is history, brought tears to many eyes. That day will be the highlight of many people's lives. Joxer climbed right over the top, and the last time he was seen was arm in arm with Jackie Charlton singing Revenge for Skibbereen. Whacker's back in Inchicore, he's living with his mam. Jack Charlton has been proclaimed an honorary Irishman. Dear, I love the German's daughter on the banks of the River Rhine. She showed up in Ballyfermot, and things are looking fine.
Group B is the group of death, no doubt about it in anyone's mind. Group B is the group of death. It has to be the biggest, most star-studded group in this European Championships, and that's no doubt about that. You look at the teams, it's got Holland, you've got Denmark, you've got Germany, and you have Portugal. Now, when you look at this team, Holland, right? Holland has had the biggest cast of players. Well, I'm talking in movie language here again, as you would expect from me, but Holland has the greatest teams over the years. They're the greatest team to never win the World Cup, and that's a fact. I was so fond of Holland the last time out at the World Cup in 2010 in South Africa. I remember thinking, I wasn't there, but I wish it was. But anyway, I was there the year before, visiting my brother. Big shout out to Brian there if he's watching. But anyway, I remember watching them when they were in the World Cup in South Africa in 2010, and they had such a great run in that World Cup. But then they got put out, of course, in the final by the Spanish. Or was it the final? It was the semi or the final. I think it was the final. It was Spain versus Holland, and I remember it was the Holland were very dirty in that match. Very, very dirty team. Played terrible, and I would say they deserved to lose because of their bad sportsmanship. But the Spanish, brilliant team. They deserved to win that World Cup, I think, definitely. And you know, some of them big South American big guns went out early there. That was big stuff. But Spanish and the Dutch, great match. And Dutch have hopefully went on. I actually put money on the Dutch in 2010. I put a €20 note on the Dutch that year, and I was a bit disappointed. But you know, that happens, of course. I'm not a big betting person, but I was very happy to see my team get far on it, but unfortunately didn't come to be. Probably a better thing because it won't keep me at the old betting, you know. But the other thing then is the Dutch are in their first match they will play Denmark. Denmark versus Holland will of course take place on June 9th. And the Danes, I've got a soft spot for the Danes. I was in Denmark for a placement one time, and that was a great spot. Some great people in Korsør there in Denmark, and of course Copenhagen, all them spots. And I know a good few of them over there. And big shout out to the Danes. Alright folks. But I would say Denmark versus Holland will be a big match. Great match to start off this group. Later on that night then you're going to see Germany versus Portugal. Two big guns. Like, we're talking big prospects in this World Cup, or in this European Championships, for the Germans and the Portuguese. Like, these teams are probably some of the best in Europe. We are talking the elite of European football here. The top 16 teams at the European Championships. Holland, Germany and Portugal probably in the top 6. But I'd say Germany, Portugal, it's going to be a big one to start off that. Of course, a match I'm really looking forward to in that group will be Holland, Germany, because there's no love lost there, folks. They don't like each other one bit. And then, of course, as well, you've got the teams. Portugal and Holland's always going to produce a good match, as is Portugal and Germany, which we were chatting about. My picks for this group to go through, it is, without a doubt, out of all the groups, I would call this the true group of death. Well, apart from our own group, that's going to be big as well. But my estimation there, my guesstimate is going to be that Holland and Germany advance. Right enough, in 2004, I had a little €20 note on Germany, and they got put out in the first round, drawing with Latvia 0-0. I was not a happy camper, and I wasn't even camping. But anyway, that's another ball game. A totally different ball game nearly 10 years ago, so we'll forget about that. Boom, forget. Right, okay. Germany and Portugal. My two... Either Germany and Portugal, Germany and Holland. I'd say maybe Germany and Portugal will go through from Group B. Sorry, Denmark, but you know yourself. That's it. Take it easy out there. Group C is the next one, and we'll actually leave Group C to after Group D. But Group D, alright mate, Group D is the group that the English, our buddies from across the water there, England, are in Group D, and they're playing in their first match The day after Ireland start off against Croatia, England play France. Isn't that going to be something? England-France, Group D, big match. I'm looking forward to it. And they're going, as they were in the same group, of course, at Euro 2004 as well. And as well as that, we've got Ukraine against Sweden in that first day from this group as well. So Ukraine, Sweden, England and France. Ukraine, of course, the hosts as well. Of course, they will be playing in Kiev most of their matches, I imagine. They've got, of course, Andrei Shevchenko playing for the Ukraine, of course. I would say in one of his last major tournaments. He's getting on. But we'll be back with part 2 anyway. My picks for that group to go through will be probably England will scrape through knowing them. And I would say France. Sweden and Ukraine probably go home. We'll be back.